Good morning. Ah, I am up this morning. Been up a little while. Got to see the moon going down and the day coming in, and starting out on the game plan for today. It is holiday weekend for us here. This is Ecuadorian Independence Day, and the 10th was the holiday, but the 11th is the celebrated day off. And it was late in the evening, and there were still children playing outside in the park. Not just children. I went up to the guest house and was up there with the ladies, and we were looking out the window, and there was a father and his son. And the father was kicking the ball, to the soccer ball, and the son was practicing his moves, and that gave me joy. Well, where are we? We are at August 11th. We are 4 days from finishing, and the ladies are at, are at step 5B, 5A, which really involves categorizing their losses and associating them with actions. You know, what happened, and did that thing that was done, that behavior, that action, did that create a loss? And one of the things we talked about is this isn't about judgment, it's about information, because we're still in the fact-finding portion of this process. This is about understanding the cost of experiences. Let me see what my notes say. My notes say, I figured out how to do AI note taker on the recordings that we're doing. Let's see. I explained about this stage being fact-finding so that we can understand the cost of experiences, enabling a full and clear picture of one's story and reprocessing past events from the standpoint of truth. I talked about my personal commitment to getting value from the past. No wasted time is about healing being the thing that helps us go and get value out of life energy we've already spent. And I mean that literally. It's already in this step, they're really focusing on what the losses are. It's cost me something to experience the trauma. I want to get some value from it. I want to get value from those experiences so it's not just wasted on pain, grief, sorrow. And we talked about prioritizing self-care, like in real practical ways. I shared with the ladies about a little pamphlet, a concept that I was introduced to many years ago, zero calendaring. And really, the second book in the social text series, Meeting with Myself. I'm getting up because coffee, it sounds like it's ready. It sounds like the coffee is ready. It's perking. Meeting with Myself. I got to get my flowers in a vase. I love these green roses. You can't see probably in the camera, but they're a green rose, and I like them a lot. Coffee. Mocha pot. I got sidetracked by the roses and the coffee. Sidetracked. But prioritizing, zero calendaring, and this concept has been so helpful in life. When I do it, and even when I wasn't using these principles, recognizing why things were the way they were in my life. And the concept says, take your calendar and erase it. Like literally erase it. And then add things back on your calendar in the order of priority in your life, or so you say. Meeting with myself is about saying I am important in my life. And am I giving myself, the best of what I got? Or am I stuck in that loop, that hamster wheel that says give your best to everyone else and feel guilty about giving anything to yourself, let alone your best? Whatever's left over is what you give yourself. And in a real way, both the Zero Calendaring pamphlet and the Meeting with Myself book that is a part of the Social Text series. You can find it on Amazon. You can go to our websites and get a digital copy today. But it says, if I'm important, show it. Let me see if my life looks like that. One of the concepts in it says there are principles from our spiritual traditions that are relevant. Which one is relevant in time management? The Christian concept of the tithe. Are you giving a tithe to LaRahna? I'm walking carefully, like a little kid carrying too much. I spill my coffee, but I want to sit down. So, are you, in a real way, giving a tithe of yourself to yourself? And would that be a good thing to do? 2.4 hours a day. Have you invested a tithe of your life to yourself? And so this concept of zero calendaring that I shared with the ladies says, wipe out the calendar, erase it. Now, go back and put things on there in the order that you say is important. I'm important, my family's important, whatever, your purpose. And make those non-negotiable appointments. The time that you block off for those things that are important are non-negotiable. And then it says, fit everything else in there. Fit the other urgencies of life that goes hand in hand with the concept of the tyranny of the urgent. If you don't mindfully take control of your life, the urgent things in life will crowd out the important things. This zero calendaring says, put the important things on first. Let the other urgencies of life, things that feel important but really are just urgent, fit them into the in-between spaces. This is my time for myself, non-negotiable. I have an appointment, and treat it that way. And so we talked about this, and that came up really as the thought of going back home. This has been dedicated time where they can intentionally set aside a month to come and give themselves that kind of quality time. Me is all I need to take care of, just me. How am I doing? What do I need? Me. If anything else comes up that I can bring into that, so be it. But the first priority is taking care of me. And so the response to that was, make it important. If your healing journey is important, making time for it should not be the hard part. Making time for other things might be a little bit more challenging in going home. But making sure that you have time for you and you have time for healing, if it aligns with your values, make it show in your life for real. So I shared with them the concept of zero calendaring, that really is the antidote for the tyranny of the urgencies in our life. What else? Clarity has been a theme that's been coming up. How are you feeling? Feeling clearer? Both of them have talked about gaining clarity. Clarity into what? Myself, me. Getting to know me more clearly. Getting to identify, put words to who I am. This is who I am. These are my values. This is what's guiding my life. So this process, really fact-finding. They both shared about this process helping them do that. These tools helping them do that better, deeper. I think one of the ladies shared that, I've been sitting with my emotions. I've been sitting with them, but this is a different kind of depth, maybe. I don't remember the word that she used, but she was saying this is taking me into a deeper place of being able to sit with my feelings to hold space for those strong emotions within ourselves. And that's pretty cool. Let's see. What else? Self-love, relationships. Oh, we talked about that for a minute. Like, if I'm loving me real good, it makes it very obvious when others aren't. A couple days ago, I saw a video on, I think, Instagram probably, and it was talking about parents. I sent it to my daughter, and it was saying, I said, maybe send it to Mars' mama and daddy, probably. I don't remember exactly, but the video was saying, raising your children in a space where parents are modeling the behaviors, that are sustainable, and modeling in such a way that when your children experience things outside of that, they're traumatized, like, oh my goodness, oh, this doesn't feel good. And that it causes that disparity, the dissonance, that there's some gap between what I know and believe is love and what I'm experiencing here. And part of that with healing is when I began loving myself differently, when I heal those areas of worthiness in my life, there's some things I'm not going to tolerate in my life. And it's not about controlling other people, it's choosing for myself and having that be the foundation for the boundaries I set. It makes it harder for you to pass off as love behavior that doesn't feel loving. When I get honest with myself and I say, that doesn't feel good, I don't care what you say it is, that doesn't feel good, then it changes how we interact in the world. It changes what we're willing to tolerate when we begin loving ourselves well. And by healing, it allows us to more and more love others without strings attached. I'm not loving you because I need you to feel me. I'm not doing this kind thing for you because I need you to do something back. Good morning, Tracy. I'm not doing something to be able to get something back. I'm not in this transactional love relationship where I'm only giving it to you really because I needed this thing back from me, or I need my ego fed in these ways. And so healing and beginning to love ourselves better is an opportunity for us to be able to love better in community. It lets us be able to move away from those transactional relationships where I may be doing good for you, but I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it because I need something in return. I've got to get something. It doesn't mean that there's not the healthy give and take, but it's being able to have the healthy give and take without strings attached. It's being able to love someone and say, I'm doing this because I choose to. It doesn't matter whether you say thank you, whether you appreciate it, whether you reciprocate or not. I'm making a choice because this is who I am. And it changes the way that you are able to interact. We also talked about accountability and acceptance. That, when we begin holding ourselves accountable for our behavior, for our actions, community doesn't need to. Like, in a real way, this also is about how do we heal community? We heal community by me healing. Community heals by me healing. And we talked about this and enacting a deeper way for us to hold ourselves accountable. But the other part, and this is the part that really is freedom, is about owning our own choices in life. Life isn't happening to me. I own these decisions and choices that I make. And being able to accept the wins and the losses that come from every single choice that we make. Being able to count the cost. Being able to do that in advance so that when we make choices in life, we can stand behind them. It's not our emotions choosing the life that we live. It's not our ego choosing the behaviors that we make in life. It's being able to live in a way that feels authentic. There's a mantra that I use for myself, and I've shared it with clients. If I'm being totally honest, dot, dot, dot. It's every time there's an uncomfortable emotion in your life. If I'm being totally honest, what am I feeling? What are my values about this situation? What do I expect in this situation? What do I want in this situation? It's like waking up and saying, this morning, it's early. It's 6:47 here. It's saying, what do I want to do? If I'm being totally honest, what do I want to do with my day or with my morning? This morning, what do I want to do? I want to wash dishes so my kitchen is clean so I can do some more experimenting in my kitchen. That's what I want to do. I've got this new food ingredient called okas. And I talked to a couple people at the market, and they told me what I might be able to do. And I talked to a long-time Ecuadorian immigrant who's Persian, and she confirmed what they told me at the market. I want to experiment with that. But to experiment with that, I might need some panela. So I want to put on some clothes and go to the corner store, the one that opens up early, because I don't want to wait till the one that opens up after 9, and get some panela. And it's saying in life, is that what you really want to do? Yeah, yeah. That's what I want to do this morning. And then it's saying, okay, now that you've been honest, let's choose. What are you going to choose to do today? And some days it's, oh, that would be nice, but I don't want to put the energy into going and getting the panela. Okay, that's honest. Will you go get the panela? I don't necessarily want to put on outside clothes, but I really do want the panela. I think I will. And that's a small thing. It's big on my list, but small thing in the scope of all of life and all of the world. But it's literally saying, do you want to get up and go to that job this morning? And it's not saying don't do it. It's saying, first, get honest with yourself so you can count up the cost of doing what you're going to do. I like having a roof over my head and food on the table. I don't necessarily like this job. If I could choose, I wouldn't get up and go to this job. Okay, that's honest. Now, are you going to do it? Yes, because I value having a roof over my head and food on the table. And I go sell them 40 hours a week of this particular defined skill set. I volunteer and I give them 2 weeks of credit where I will work for them before they have to pay me. I like having the benefit of that. So I'm going to go do this thing I don't really want to do. Cost. This is creating a little bit of trauma in my life. Yep. Taking a little energy to do something you don't want to do. Okay. Mental note. I probably need to do something that refuels the tank for what this takes out. Okay. And it's about being able to be honest and then make choices. Once you're honest, then making choices for your life. And we talked about when that happens, it makes it a whole lot easier to own it. Life hasn't just happened to you. I've chosen this path for my life. That for me is freedom. I'm grateful that more and more days when I wake up and ask myself that question, what do you really want to do today? I usually follow it up with, I guess that's what we're going to do today. And I hear it in my mind, in my dad's voice, Charles Hughes saying, I guess that's what we're going to do today, and then set out on my day. For me, freedom, the kind of freedom that this work is about, because healing is for a purpose. It's I need to untether myself from the fears, the insecurities, and the guilt that stop me from doing what I really want to do. It stopped me from living the life that I really want to live. a life that I'm passionate about, a life that I'm excited about waking up to. That's the kind of freedom that this work is about. What if I could live a life that's full of purpose and passion? And then saying, I'm going to do the work so that I can. The trauma of going to a toxic job. Yep, it's not changing it. Because you could own all of your time and be homeless, and that sometimes is not the vision for some. For some it is. I would rather be homeless than play those games. And that's the reality of what's happening. I had a conversation about homelessness with someone. They were saying in their experience that they're working like in a food pantry or something. And in some of the conversations, she's talking to people that say, I would rather be homeless than keep living in that system that doesn't feel good to me in so many ways. This process doesn't take out of life the tension with making choices, but it asks you to count the cost. What is that life costing you? There is a cost. And as long as you're willing to pay the cost, the choice is yours. You're given that life to live, and you can live it however you want to. There's consequences. Consequences are positive and negative sometimes. There's consequences. The job may give you the roof over your head and food on the table, but what else would you really rather be doing? It's just being honest with that. And then saying, why am I not? My dad's story I've told so many times is relevant to me every time I repeat it. What would you do tomorrow if you could get up and be doing exactly what you feel called to do? Like literally answer that question. What would you be doing? Do you even have a picture of what that would be? If you were doing what you were really called to do. And it's don't do anything until you have a picture of what that would be. Because if you don't know, it's like sitting out on a road and you don't know where you're going. GPS can't help you if you don't know where you're going. What do you feel called to do? How do you feel called to live? And then saying, what is stopping me? If any of the things stopping me are fear, guilt, and insecurity, you sit with it. What am I called to do? You sit with it. Or you commit to finding out, because sometimes you don't know because life is not giving you the time to think about it. Are you committed to finding your calling in life? Your passions? What are you passionate about? Because that stuff is written into your DNA. The things that you're passionate about, if you get honest. Sometimes we can't get honest yet because sometimes we have learned not to be honest with ourselves. How you doing? Fine. Lie, lie, lie. You falling apart on the inside. Your soul is dying. I'm fine. And we dress it up. Tracy, that's the work. Life isn't giving you time to think about it. Yeah, that's what this work is about. Take time. Check out the Umbrella House program. It's next season. As soon as we finish up with the Gangsta Grannies, the Umbrella House program is saying, we can tell you what it takes to take the time. But we're only going to help you if healing is a priority, because if you have the time and you don't do the healing, you will be your biggest poison. You'll have more time to fuel your fear, guilt, and insecurities. That's why healing has got to go first. And sometimes you don't know. My own experience was, I don't know what my purpose is, but I better have one. Life is too foolish without a purpose. If we're just doing this to be doing this and wasting time, absolutely not. That don't make no sense to me. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. None whatsoever. Having the commitment to living life. Having the commitment to finding my purpose. Like I'm going to find it or die trying. It's that kind of non-negotiable in our life. Tracy, I think I sent you a message back. Check. If not, I will double check. I've sent several messages this past week from the inquiry email. So if not, I will make it a point to go after I get off this live and look. I don't know how to pull it up on my phone. Technology is not my lane. So I'll go look, Tracy, and see if I sent you a message back. I saw it. and I either sent it back or it went off red, and then I don't see that it's a new message. That also happens. So I'll go look and see. If I didn't get back to you, I will after I get off of this. But part of this is about commitment. If you're not committed to finding your purpose, you don't go looking for it. It's asking yourself the truth. And then my dad would say, what's stopping you? It didn't matter what day it was. Fear, insecurity, guilt. The universe won't support me in living my purpose. That's what we've been taught. You got to go, get your education and go do this and get you a job that gives you a pension. That's what you do. That's what's going to help you support yourself. Sometimes it's not even honored, even though we say it. So fear, insecurity, guilt, if those are things stopping you. And it's fear about a lot of things. For me, it was money, finances. Like, for real, I'm a realist. I want my freedom, but I also don't want to be homeless. I want certain comforts in life. Like, that's real, if I'm being honest. For the ladies here this month, this is about addressing that. Why does the life I'm living not feel good to me? And this isn't totality. There's lots of good things happen in life, but life don't feel good. And you guys know what I'm talking about if you've ever been there. Life doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel like it's hitting on nothing. This getting up every day doing the same old foolishness every day that I don't really care nothing about. They ain't hitting on nothing. And this is about saying, let me look at my fears. Let me look at the guilt. Let me look at the insecurities that I'm swirling into my life. Let me learn how to get honest with myself. Let me learn how to address the fears. No, let me do the work of healing the fears and the insecurities and the guilt. Find where they're coming from and get to the core of it. So we don't have to spend no more time feeding the ego to protect those areas that are unhealed. And will that open up a life that feels more honest? For me, I'm in that chapter of life where I can be anywhere in the whole wide world. All the kids are grown. All the kids are grown. You ain't responsible for nobody. And I have resolved in my life, if all these plants die, I'll replace them and won't have a whole lot of guilt about it. I ain't responsible for nobody. When you're not responsible for anybody but yourself, you could be anywhere in the whole wide world. What would you be doing if you were free to be anywhere doing anything you really want to do? For me, my healing journey says, I'd be in Cuenca, Ecuador right now. Today, I'd be in Cuenca, Ecuador. Next week, I might be at the coast. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about how tired I'm going to be when the ladies leave. I'm thinking about it. I'd be healing community. I'd be putting all the social tech work that I've worked on. This is the life work. I'd make it available to who? Well, this year, I think I'm really going to focus on older women. What you doing? Focusing on older women this year? Spent a year focusing on older women until inspiration hit. Next season, I'm going to be focused on something else I'm excited about. Why? Because I want to. Come, don't come. It don't make no difference to me. I'm doing what I want to do. And for those that healing is what they want to do, this is a good point of connection. That's how the ladies are not connected, the Gangsta Grannies. I want to focus on older women. I'm an older woman. Are you 50 or older or a grandmother? Yes. Are you committed to healing? Yes. I got something on the stove, those ochres on the stove. Yes, I'm committed to healing. Great point of connection. Would you like to connect? Yes, I got some spots. I got some opportunities. That's after I put my outside clothes on and go get some panella from the lady at the neighborhood store. Am I doing that? Well, what are your fears? Well, I've been working on my fears first. Can I afford it? Let me see. Okay, I can afford it. Okay. Do you want to? Do you want to take your spending money and do this? Ooh. All right, let me think about it. Okay, you on a budget. You want to stay retired, right? Yep, I want to stay retired. Non-negotiable, and I'm very, very bold about that. Non-negotiable. Anything that looks like it could jeopardize retirement. None of my projects going to be more than my budget will allow, or that they got to be sustainable, because I want you guys to heal, but I'm not willing to come out of retirement to do it. Nope. Boundary. No right or wrong, just my choice. My choice. Okay, if you do this, you can't go scuba diving as often as you might want to. Are you willing to pay that price? Yeah, I can pay that price. I'm willing to pay that price. Because retirement's important, non-negotiable. Scuba diving, it ain't non-negotiable. I thought about maybe going next week to the coast. The ladies leave out on the 15th and the 17th. I may ride with Danielle to Guayaquil and get my hair done. My hair guy is there. But I'm already in Guayaquil. I might as well go on to the coast for a couple days. I need to check in on the building project that we've got. And if I can coordinate that, I thought maybe I kill two birds with one stone. I need to make some decisions on which direction we're going with that building project. We're building some communities. Because part of it is you start healing, and then the communities that you're in don't feel so good anymore if you're healing and they're not. And part of the strategy is, we'll build new communities. We'll build new communities and start from scratch. Healing first. Come into this community with a commitment to healing, so that our funk don't come and funk up new places. I may go do that. What do you really want to do? I'd like to go scuba diving, but there's a kite surfing operation, and you said you might like to try that out. Well, are you going to? I don't really know yet. Do you want to put the energy into it? I don't really know yet. I packed some clothes, and I don't know if I want to do all that. We'll see. What would stop you? Is it fear, guilt, or insecurity? Nope. Those aren't the things stopping me. Oh, well, then it's only about choice then. Yeah, choose. And so the ladies are being really tasked with that. Not like I'm telling them what to do, but like, here are some tools that'll help you be able to process this in your own life. Am I making choices because of my fear, guilt, and insecurity? If so, those are my drugs of choice in life. And healing is about breaking the addiction that trauma has created in our lives. Trauma is the addiction. All of the behavioral things that we do are the drugs of choice when they are supporting our ego, when they're feeding our ego, when they're coddling our fear, guilt, and insecurities, when they aren't healing. And so that's what we've been talking about. We will probably finish up 5A. It's one of those things that it may take a couple days to do the work on 5A. And then we'll be ready to go on to 5B. 5B will be the culmination and really the resolve. We'll probably do some talking with the ladies, so stay tuned for that. I don't know if we'll do it on YouTube or maybe post it after the fact, or Instagram. I can't go on Instagram live because I don't have enough followers, but there probably won't be that. Maybe Facebook. I can go on live on Facebook or TikTok, or here on YouTube. But to be able to talk maybe about the experience before they leave. They got a little more plan. I think they want to get in. Tokia straw hats, Panama hats from one of the legends, Homero Ortega, is here. Chocolate, definitely. We've been getting the flowers in. I can't even show you the rest of the flowers. They over there, and I'm too lazy to get up and go get them, but just beautiful. The ladies went out yesterday morning and came back with beautiful red and white roses. And there's all different kind of roses. These are the ones that are just giant, the giant blooms of roses. So they have a little bit more playing to do to fill their tank so they go home as full as possible. But my hope is that they go home lighter, that they've left some heavy burdens here. They've gained some clarity and awareness, and they've been equipped with tools to continue this work. And that's what it's all about. This ain't about connecting and creating dependency. You got to come see me every week for the next 50 years to be able to get together. Besides, I'm going to be out playing somewhere. This is to help equip us so that we can do the work of healing, because each one of us got our own work to do. And if we are committed to doing that collectively, then we collectively get better. And that's what this work is about. Healing first, me first, me first. Healing has to start with me. And yeah, that's where we're at. So we are almost done. 4 more days. And this journey with these ladies will be over. If you haven't checked them out, go to the site. And if you're interested in participating, we have a healing vacation retreat coming up in November in Kitale, Kenya, the Soul Safari. I'm super excited. If you'd love to come heal together with us and with our a cohort of friends that are African leaders, by all means, come reach out. We'd love to have you. We'd like for those spots to be filled and come with us. If you'd like to come to Cuenca, reach out. There's time in September and then not again until December this year for the month long. We've got a little more opportunity on the calendar for the week-long healing vacation retreats. September, the first part of October, and then again picking back up in December, because I will be in Kenya and perhaps some neighboring African countries. I'll be there working with the leaders there for this retreat. We'll be doing the retreat. We're doing a little debriefing, and then it will be birthday time, and I'll be using up almost all of the rest of the days in my visa, and then I'll be rushing back home so I can apply for my conversion to a permanent residency. So hoping that will happen, which will open up more travel days next year. With my permanent residency in hand for the first 2 years of it, I can travel out of country up to 6 months. So exploring some ideas about possibly opening guest house or international welcome center in another place, perhaps on the African continent. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? What do you really want to do, LaRahna? I got some ideas spinning on some things that I want to do in the year coming forward. But also, you can find more information about the upcoming initiatives under the Heal Together programming, Healers Who Heal, as well as our Umbrella House. The Umbrella House program will give us some other opportunities to do extended stays here with the social tech support for people that are looking for ways to be able to break free from that hamster wheel. It gives you some ideas. There is a problem with the link that has all the information. And so some of the numbers show up as characters when I pull it up. So the original document doesn't. Something is happening in the internet where it jumbles it, but you can still go and see information. Send me a message and I'll send you the PDF version that should be showing, and it'll give you the number and costing breakdown. It's a simple cost matrix. So each family is different. I think I show for single person co-housing, and I also show for a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 children, just as an arbitrary, but there's a calculation that can help you calculate what it might cost to participate in that program in the season coming ahead. The Umbrella House program, 1 month, 3 months, 6 month stays, those that may also be looking at permanent residency, stays that go beyond 6 months. So that'll be coming up next year. I'll do more talking about that after I get rested after the Gangsta Grannies leave, but this will be coming to the end of this 2024-25 season for Heal Together, and it's been a joy to work with these ladies in this year. Don't know what other programming we'll be doing on the Gangsta Grannies, but if you too are a Gangsta Granny, 50 and older, or a grandmother, and are interested in the intensive healing sabbatical, it's a service offering that's available, not just to Gangsta Grannies, but specifically for older women that want to have that level of support and intensity. Those are options that are available. Check it all out on the website, globalundergroundrailroad.com. If you want to check out our ladies' social medias for the Gangsta Grannies Global Program, they're here another 4 or 5 days. And so go to gangstagranniesglobal.com. I put the links in the chat. And check out their social media. Wida and Danielle, they're both on Facebook and Instagram, and I think Danielle is on YouTube sometimes. So you can find some of the links that kind of get you to them, and then from there you can find out their other social media links. You also can see some of the links from ladies that were here in the January cohort. So maybe after they all leave and get home and get reacclimated to American living, maybe we'll have another collective talk with all the Gangsta Grannies and just kind of like what they do in reality TV, where y'all come back together and you talk about it. So we'll probably do that after the ladies get home and get rested. So yeah, that's where we're at today. We're at 5A. If the ladies are done with that, we'll do Healing Circle this morning and close out our 5A and move to 5B, which will be the last step in the journey. So give them their support, send the prayer, send your energy, go to their social media, hit the button, put a comment that says you're supporting their healing work. Give them some encouragement. It's goodwill to encourage good things. So yeah, that's what, thanks for letting me ramble. I've been doing this kind of daily commentary just to kind of reflect on what's happening and some of the thoughts that come up that really lay heavy on my heart. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to go check my email as soon as I get off of here. So if you have sent me an email and I've not responded, I'm going to go look and make sure that I've responded to everybody that's commented or sent me messages. So yeah, have a great day. It's a holiday here for us. It's Monday for everybody else, but we party in Ecuador. There's a major holiday I think there's 1 month that does not have a major holiday. So we missed the parade because it was Saturday, but whatever. There's plenty of celebration spirit in Cuenca, Ecuador. So I don't know what I'm gonna do besides food. Like I wake up, okas, gonna play with these okas and papachinas. Papachinas is the other thing on there, which I realized were Torah. So taro. So we'll see. I may eat the taro, but I might plant some of them in my garden. So we'll see where that goes. And I'm gonna move into my day and go find some joy. I'm gonna put on enough clothes to walk down the street and get some vanilla, cane sugar, and work on these okas and see what comes up. What concoction comes up for the morning. It sounds like it might be something really good for morning with some tea, maybe a little bit later. Breakfast number 2. So it might be breakfast number 1 because I'm just doing coffee this morning. I didn't get up and eat breakfast at dark 30. So yeah, thanks for joining me. Thanks for letting me share. I hope that you too are making a commitment to healing first in your life as a priority. Are you giving yourself a portion of your best? Hopefully so. If you need help with that, reach out. That's my charge. Live life fully today. Have a great day. Bye.